Should you eat a high-fat diet, or should you be loading up on carbs to perform better for high-endurance events like running a half marathon or other such events like triathlons? Well, a lot of people recommend different things based on their preference, and if you try following each of them, you'll end up nowhere. So, should you be focusing on your carbs or fats? To understand this, we need to first look at how our body utilizes different foods for energy at a muscular level. Movement in our body happens through muscular co-contraction, whether it's running, cycling, or weightlifting. Deep inside the muscle, there are two protein filaments called actin and myosin. Muscular co-contraction happens when the golf-head structure of the myosin pulls on the actin filament to generate the required force. To perform this action, energy is required. This energy is provided by adenosine triphosphate, also known as ATP. Think of your muscles as an engine. They continuously require new ATP as a fuel to perform its functions. To provide a continuous supply of ATP, your body relies on three different energy systems. 1. Phosphate system. Our muscle breaks down creatine phosphate to make new ATP. But creatine can only produce enough ATP to last for about 10 seconds. So, creatine is only good for maximum force production of the muscles and not for endurance activities. Then, you have the second energy system, the glycolytic energy system. Any carbohydrate we consume is stored in the liver and in our muscles as glycogen. When the muscle is completely depleted of its creatine stores, the stored glycogen is converted back into glucose. In limited presence of oxygen, glucose is converted into lactic acid, which in turn leads to the production of new ATP. The glycolytic energy system can produce enough ATP to last for about 1 to 2 minutes. Even this system can't last you through a half marathon. So, that brings us to the last energy system, the oxidative energy system. In this system, the glucose is converted into pyruvic acid and in the abundance of oxygen produces massive amounts of ATP. The energy system can create ATP to power activity almost indefinitely as long as the intensity of the activity is low to moderate. But when the glycogen storages are completely depleted, our body relies on fat to create ATP. Now that we know our body utilizes both carbs and fats as fuel, let's compare and see which of this is better. In this graph, on the left, we have a percentage of energy coming from carbs with 0% at the bottom and 100% at the top. On the right, we have a percentage of energy coming from fats with 0% at the top and 100% at the bottom. In a high-fat diet, because of low glycogen stores, only 80% of the energy comes from carbs at the start of the event. The athlete reaches exhaustion at the 1.5 hour mark, with 90% of their energy coming from fats. In a mixed diet, consisting of both carbs and fats, 100% of the energy comes from carbs at the start and is used up rapidly. At about 4 minutes of activity, 75% of energy is from carbs and 25% from fats. The athlete reaches exhaustion at about 2 hours and 75% of their energy is coming from fats. But in a high-carb diet, 100% of the energy comes from carbs at the start. The athlete reaches exhaustion at about 4 hours into the event, with about 50% of the energy coming from carbs and the other 50% from fats. So, high-carb diets easily outperform any fat or protein-based diets or even a mixed diet, especially for endurance athletes. But multiple studies have shown that protein supplementation is necessary for recovering from muscle damage. If you want to learn more about how many calories you should consume in a day, we recommend watching this video. Or, if you want to learn the correct exercise techniques, we recommend watching these videos. Thank you for watching. Until next time.